The Piecemeal Reveal Approach. Hi guys, my name is Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl+Lemon+Sales. We're a sales training and development agency based in the UK as well as the USA and serving clients worldwide. And here today in day number 81 of 119 days of cold calling training, we're here to talk about the Piecemeal Reveal Approach. But before we get into it, feel free to click the link in the description below to get access to 17 additional strategies not shared in this training. So look, fundamentally with the Piecemeal Reveal Approach, this is primarily directed towards gatekeepers, in that what you can sometimes try and do, and it does work well, is to not reveal your hand all in one go, okay? As we've been discussing in a couple of the previous videos, specifically the I'm a friend and the first name terms approach, with the Piecemeal Reveal Approach, the emphasis is on not revealing all of the reasons for why you're calling in the hope that you just don't get asked. Because if you get asked, then you might get shut down. This is when you're talking to a gatekeeper and not the end decision maker. So you reveal information in pieces depending upon what the person asks. So you omit certain details, like this is a cold call, this is a sales call, because there might be a straight we don't accept cold calls policy. It might be we are an email only company, and that's where you have to keep in mind that depending upon what you've experienced in the previous calls, and the Piecemeal Reveal really does come in depending upon the kind of list that you've got. If it's all, for example, gatekeepers, then the Piecemeal Reveal can work to the extent that you need to get past the gatekeeper. And one way to get past the gatekeeper is just using the I'm a friend approach. Oh, it's Frank about? Yeah, it's Richard. Amazing. And they might say, and where are you calling from, Richard? And you might say, Pearl Lemon. And where this comes unstuck is that, and when a receptionist asks, and where are you calling from, Deepak? And I say, Pearl Lemon. And then I blubber into talking about what the company does. I then mistakenly reveal that it's a sales call. And she said, okay, sorry, I understand now. So give me 1 minute and I'll check if he's available. And when the receptionist or the gatekeeper reveals in that moment, okay, give me a moment, she has understood that, or he has understood that, okay, this is a sales call. It's not someone who's familiar with, for example, Richard. So I'm going to just basically knock this back because I'm too embarrassed to say that, you know what, I'm just not going to let you through. Or she's going to go ahead and ask Richard and say, Richard, look, I think it's a sales call. Richard will 3.5 times out of 5, 4 times out of 5, just say, don't put it through. And then that's that. So hold your tongue when they say, and where are you calling from? Say Pearl Lemon, and they say, and what's it regarding? Because in 1 in 5 times that this comes up, so 25% of the time, they won't ask, and what is it regarding? You will sometimes just say, hey, it's Richard. Hey, it's Deepak here. Is Richard around? Brilliant. Yeah, calling from Pearl Lemon, and then you'll just get put through. Okay, it does happen in 1 in 5 times, right? And you don't lose much of anything if you take the Piecemeal Reveal approach and don't worry about ultimately, giving the whole pitch to ultimately the person that you've got on the phone. And this is an effective way to sidestep the gatekeeper, okay? And just keep it in mind that there's always an emphasis to, for example, share and demonstrate and reveal, but it's not always applicable, okay? Especially when telling the gatekeeper without being able to give them the full value of the pitch potentially isn't going to communicate the value that you're trying to drive, because you need to make an active decision as to at what level you'll communicate what the pitch is with the gatekeeper. And we'll go on to talk about ultimately, in general, gatekeepers and pitching and not pitching in a later training. But piecemeal reveals are effective, and don't be caught off guard if they say, and what's it regarding? Because it's only then when someone says, what's it regarding, that you need to talk about potentially either the product, or you need to say, Jim will know what it's about, as an example. So you still, even in that instance, when someone says, who is it? What's it regarding? Or who is it? And where are you calling from? You might then get put through. Alternatively, you might just ask, in an ideal world, you just say your name and you get put through. That happens in 1 in probably 6 or 7 times. Then if they say, who is it? And then you say your name and where are you calling from? Then you say the company name. So Deepak, Pearl Lemon, you get put through maybe in 1 in 4 times. And then it might be the case that they say, and what's it regarding? And then you say, Jim will know what it's about. We've been in touch. Where you have, for example, have had someone who's been using the colleague connected approach or someone who has been in touch, then that's relevant. If you choose to use it independently of that, I leave that to your judgment. But fundamentally, you can use a strategy like that where you're just revealing enough to ultimately catch the fish on the hook, or waving the carrot effectively enough to get past the gatekeeper to then get into a pitch with the actual decision maker. And this is something that you definitely can employ when you're coming up against gatekeeper after gatekeeper, and then you can switch to the piecemeal reveal. There you have it, guys.
Remember, we've got 17 gated strategies just waiting for you. All you need to do is bing, subscribe, as well as click the link in the description below to get access to those 17. Get some.